I'm Seika Shiba from Ichikawa High School. I'm talking about artificial photosynthesis, a process of generating hydrogen and oxygen from water by using photocatalyst. In artificial photosynthesis, oxygen is produced when a photocatalyst is irradiated with light, and on the counter electrode, hydrogen is produced by reduction reaction. It also produces formic acid and carbon monoxide from carbon dioxide. The purpose of my research is first to synthesize photocatalysts and to create electrodes. Second is to generate hydrogen and oxygen using visible light. In addition, the reduction of carbon dioxide. Mix the chemicals vanillin and bismuth together, adding a sample of the mixture several times to an indium tinoxide glass. Place it on hot plate and heat it in electric furnace. I did the same thing to the other samples as well as tungsten trioxide, strontium titanate, and mixture of 1% of rhodium acetate strontium titanate. I investigated the performance of each electrode by using a potential stat apparatus. Potential working electrons can be applied freely to silver chloride reference electrons. When the potential of working electrons applied negatively, reduction current flows. When it applied positively, oxidation current flows. When the potential of working electrons applied negatively, this red line shows the potential for electrons when it was applied plus, only when irradiating light, oxidation current flowed. This is characteristic of N-type semiconductor. The initial potential of optical response is related to the electric potential of the read area around 0 volt. These three graphs shows the same results. These results reflect the potential of the conduction band for each semiconductor. I was able to confirm that this semiconductor gains reduction current at a lower potential by doping rhodium in strontium titanate, so that I could confirm that this is P-type semiconductor. To investigate wavelength dependence, I use high luminance ADDs. The center wavelength of purple LEDs, violet LEDs are 405 nanometers, blue LEDs are 470 nanometers, and green LEDs are 525 nanometers. I turn the light on and off every 30 seconds, while at the same time raising the electric potential by 1 minute. There was optical responses in the violet and blue LEDs. I was able to find out that band gap was between 2.4 to 2.6 electrovolts. On the other hand, strontium titanate of rhodium react not only to the violet and blue LEDs, but also to the green. Next, I use platinum on the counter electrodes. This shows that generating hydrogen from platinum needs an external power supply. Oxygen can be confirmed when bubbles start to form on an electron surface. By irradiating light from a tungsten lump, I was able to confirm oxygen and hydrogen with an external power source. Hydroxide ions are generated when hydrogen is generated. Using this fact, since the flat-type pH electrodes showed up basic, I was able to prove the generation of hydrogen. Rhodium-doped strontium titanate, on the other hand, had an optical response without an external power supply by using violet and blue LED lights. To clarify, a photocatalyst is a semiconductor, and when it is irradiated with light, electrons appear on a conduction band. At the same time, there will be a hole on the valence band. Each place of oxidation-reduction potential is important. From this data, I chose tantalum oxide, strontium titanate, vanadium bismuth, and tungsten trioxide. I made a tantalum oxide by burning a tantalum plate in the electric furnace. I also made several electrodes by adding silver nitrate solution. Finally, as for the experiment with tantalum oxide, there was a generation of oxygen from the surface of tantalum oxide when the ultraviolet light from the external lamp irradiated on it. Next, I produce a solution saturated with CO2 by immersing dry ice into sodium sulfonate solution. We wanted to see if formic acid could be detected as a reduction product. The solution was measured with a high-performance liquid chromatography. Only 20 nanometer solution can be used. The formic acid was observed at 210 nanometers, and a UV detector was used. Without putting silver on a tantalum oxide plate, I thought that silver was used for counter electrode. There was another peak 3 minutes later. After that is the peak for formic acid. We calculated amperage and time, and we got similar result of the amount of substance. To conclude, several semiconductor, photocatalysts, and electrode could be created. With a combination of anti-bismuth vanadiate and p-times strontium titanate, rhodium of 1%, water was reduced, and visible light showed that hydrogen could be generated. When ultraviolet light was irradiated to tantalum oxide and silver was used for the counter electrode, it was confirmed that formic acid was generated from carbon dioxide. For the future prospect, I want to confirm that formic acid and carbon monoxide can be synthesized from CO2 using visible light. In addition, zirconium is less expensive than tantalum. By using this substance which returns CO2 by visible light, I'd like to confirm that it is practical for environmental problems. I was able to get advice about co-catalysts from Professor Amao and Professor Yoshida. I appreciate for their assistance. These are the references. I read a paper written by Professor Yoshida, provided me with valuable information that I needed to understand in this research. Thank you for listening.
ありがとうございました。それではご質問をお受けしたいと思います。ご質問のある、はい、ではマイクをお持ちいたします。
Thank you for interesting talk. I have a question about the research for of your research for. Yeah. You said that the external power supply assists the generation of hydrogen, right?
質問の意味として、その水素が発生したのが、青い LED によってだということですか？
いえ、外から電池で電圧かけられてるんですよね。
はい。
それによって発生しやすくなってるという解釈でよろしいですか？
そうです。
はい。そうしますと、私外部から電圧かけて、
はい。
発生しやすいっていうか、人工光合成を起こしやすいっていう方法すごく面白いなと思いまして、
はい、
で変換効率みたいなものっていうのは何か求められてます？
変化効率ですか？
はい。
その変化効率は求めてないのですが、外部電圧をかけなくても水素を発生させることができるというのが酸化タンタルで証明されているので、実際に実用化される際はこのチタン酸ストロンチウムでは効率が悪いので使われないと思っています。
あ、そうですか。というのは今年になってからですけど、少し外部電圧かけてアシストしてやることで基本的には22% ぐらいの外部収率で得られているっていう外部収率変換効率で得られている報告があったりしますので、
はい、
ある意味その外部からの電圧でちょっとかけてあげると行きやすくなるっていう可能性はあるかなと思いまして、
はい、
コメントですけど。
ありがとうございます。
はい、ありがとうございます。
ありがとうございます。その他ご質問ございましたら、挙手をお願いいたします。質問の方はよろしいでしょうか。では、はい、ではマイクをお持ちいたします。
So I have another question. Do you have any idea to improve the efficiency? Any idea to improve efficiency?
日本語でごめんなさい。
はい、すみません。効率を今後上げていくときにどういう工夫が考えられますか？
はい、それを今回はとても小さい光触媒で行ったんですが、それを面積を大きくすることでより大きなエネルギーを得られるのではないかと考えています。
はい、ありがとうございます。
ありがとうございます。
ありがとうございます。その他ご質問の方はございますでしょうか。よろしいでしょうか。はい、では以上とさせていただきます。市川学園市川高等学校の柴さんでした。ありがとうございました。